Oh my God. The San Francisco 49ers are hosting the Dallas Cowboys in the divisional round. 49ers call-in show. Show a little film, but I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. We'll talk a little bit of the rivalry. Stay tapped in. Welcome, everybody. Let's go, Niners. My name is Jason Aponte. I'm Jason Aponte. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for when we go live. It is Cowboys week, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the rivalry itself and why this game means so much. Not only the Cowboys fans, 49ers fans, both of them are riled up, but the NFL. I mean, the NFL last year, that was the highest watched playoff game of, I believe, Wild Card Weekend. There was some number that was out there, I believe, from the 1993 NFC Championship game that the 1994, that the 49ers in Dallas, the NFC Championship game, was the sixth most watched NFL program in the history of the game. And I think that goes to say how much this game means to not only 49ers and Dallas fans, but the NFL itself. And there's a lot to talk about. Emotions are high. Dallas Cowboys fans are popping their shit. 49er fans are popping their shit. I'm popping my shit. This is it. Like, look, I'm wearing a shirt. You know, you see Steve, you see Jerry, you see Brian Young, you see Terrell Owens. This is not something that's different. I'm not going to age myself. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. Just know that this one means a lot to me. The younger 49ers fans, if you hate the Dallas Cowboys, it's because you are just like the other fan bases that are not Dallas Cowboys fans, because everybody hates the Dallas Cowboys in a similar way that everybody hates my New York Yankees if you're not a Yankee fan. But us older 49er fans, we got to have this one. The first game that Dallas had won since the last time that they won was the actual 93 NFC Championship game. So it's just a lot here going on. So again, look, we'll talk about it all, but the rivalry is huge, man. It's huge for both sides. It's huge for the NFL. They're going to make a ton of money. I think the get-in price for the game, like the get-in price, is getting closer to $1,000. And I mean, it makes sense. It really makes sense, man. It makes sense. So I load Dallas. Perfect Sundays are San Francisco wins and Dallas L. Alberto says, must have, bro. I agree. Real quick, I just wanted to talk because Micah Parsons is a great player and he's had a hell of a year. He's been talking crazy about, oh, look at me, we'll see you next week and all this stuff. Okay, he's a great player. But I kind of wanted to go back to 3 plays that I found. And throughout the week, I'm going to highlight more plays throughout this week. I just found these 3 to be very interesting. And one of them is one that you probably know, the Brandon Ayuk block. But I'm going to break it down. It's 3 run plays. But I want to show you how the 49ers actually pushed him out of the way without exactly focusing on him. What I mean by that is that their game plan wasn't necessarily just, we're going to go out there and we're just going to focus on Micah Parsons. But in terms of where he plays, in terms of the ways that they run this offense and they run the ball, and this was last year with Elijah Mitchell, by the way, with Jimmy Garoppolo, it's just really, really interesting. So I just wanted to pass this along. We'll do a quick one. I'll go through it, give you a little bit of details. I don't really want to go too heavy into it, but I'm going to show you guys real quick. So let me just share my camera real quick. Share screen. Window, untitled folder, share. Okay. All right. Hope you guys can see this. Let me know if you, let me get into, let me see. Can you guys see it? You guys see that right there? You guys see everything that's there? I just want to make sure. Just anybody give me a thumbs up, something like that. I don't really do this too often, so I want to make sure that you guys got it. All right, let me see. Can you guys see that? Nope, I'm going to take that away. Yes, you can see it. Okay, perfect. Let me make sure I get to the folder. All right. All right, so play 1. I mean, you guys obviously can see what's going on here. This is the touchdown run. But this is called crack toss outside zone. And as you notice, Dallas is in a heavier personnel. It's a bear front. This is a great concept to beat the bear front. And it's in 22 personnel, which means it's 2 tight ends to the left. And that means you've got Kittle and you've got, if I'm not mistaken, I got to see who that is. Charlie Warner, okay? So heavy personnel, bear front, 22 personnel. Brandon Ayuk is your play side receiver right here. So his job is to crack block right here out of the tight split, Micah Parsons. And this works great against 3 techs on the play side. So if you notice, you're going to see him here. The 3 tech, he's shaded this way past Alex Mack. You're going to watch Alex Mack get to the second level, but this play is going out this way. So this is why you're going to notice you don't have to block these backside defenders because this play is going exactly this way. So I just want to show you real quick. Just make sure you guys see. All right. So the play starts. I'll slow it down when it starts. So you've got Alex Mack. He's not interested right there of blocking his first defender, so he gets through. Now look, 11 on 11 crime. Boom, sealed off. It's a numbers game at this point. Everybody's blocked up. Everything looks good. Sealed off completely. And that's it. There's your crease. There's Tom Compton doing a great job. And by that time, Elijah Mitchell can walk into the end zone. That's the way that you manipulate the fact that Micah Parsons is there. He's a great player, but the 49ers didn't necessarily go into this game trying to slow him down. It's just they were so sound with what they were trying to do. Here it is again. They were so sound with what they were trying to do that they were able to just execute their offense, and eventually he would be wiped from some plays. So, it's something that I'm not telling you, and there's the hit right there. If you guys see it at the bottom, he definitely should have been flagged for that one. Frustrated already. 11 got in his head at that point. But it's definitely not something where I'm telling you, oh, wow, you don't have to worry about him at all or anything like that. Just trying to show you that there were simple ways that the 49ers actually got him out of the way, and it wasn't even necessarily that they were focused on him. Play 2, this is actually following the dropped interception that Jimmy almost threw in the third quarter. This one's called inside zone slice. I don't know why, and I'll stand to be corrected if somebody knows why. I don't understand what exactly the idea was getting 3 defensive backs in a 3-high look up here, which leaves a lighter box. I mean, if you know the run is coming, you know that it's run centric. Having Trevon Diggs be shaded over, Jawan Jennings, and then dropping 3 back high, it's like, okay, now this numbers game is off at this point. So I want you to notice Jeff Wilson Jr. He's gonna run a return motion. And what that does is, and it may not look like anything, but it draws the eyes of Micah Parsons right here in the middle. Draws the eyes of him right here. Okay. The box is lighter. He makes a move. The initial look is enough to think, what does this indicate? Well, this indicates that his motion, Jeff Wilson, this is going to be the play side, right? This is where the play is going to be run. So we'll start the play. You'll see the toss, okay, right? Now Micah is reacting to what looks like a toss play to the strong side of the formation. And you see George Kittle kicking out. The problem is when you get everyone flowing this way, and this is why this toss was so imperative last year with how the 49ers ran, was it gets everybody flowing that way, but it just opens up this cutback lane here. And then that's it, like right there, boom. Now Deebo Samuel, this guy's already out of the way. He's pushed out of the way far enough. All he's got to do is cut it back. Now look, I mean, it literally is a play where it's disguised as inside zone. Micah is playing to his keys, and he's doing the right thing, but that's what makes Shanahan so good in the run game. He uses your rules against you and forces you to, play your rules, but realize that, you know what, we're going to show you something a little bit different. Boom, big game from Deebo Samuel, probably a little bit bigger if he stays straight right there. But hey, you'll take the big game. So again, not sure why they didn't load the box there and it was only 3 there, but I want you to see it again. Look, it's enough to see when you see that Jeff Wilson goes that way. Micah's moving that way already because if you notice right there, he's already making a step towards there. Once you get this far over into the formation to the heavy side of the formation, and there's the toss. Now look, you've got to stop, and Deebo's already got the ball. Now he's already cutting, and it's too late now. So again, something that they did, again, not trying to wipe out Micah, but I mean, again, he using your keys against you and getting you out of there. And I'll show you one more. This one's a little bit more blatant and it's a little bit more technical, but I really enjoy this one a lot too. So the 49ers did a great job in this game using the long trap concept. And that's an outside run, but I wanted to show you just a few things real quick. So basically, right now, Dallas is in an overfront. That means that the D tackle is aligned to the closed side of the formation, the tight end side, and the nose tackle is either in 0 shade or 2-eye to the open side of the play, okay? But Kittle shows, this is subtle right here. So this is George Kittle right here. Kittle's going to show a block right here on 94. And what Mike is going to do is he's going to see that he glances at that, right? He sees that. Okay, now look. What he's doing is he's reading the key. The key is that Brunskill is pulling. So once he sees Brunskill pulling, now he is actually responsible for the C gap. The responsibility shifts. Now he's responsible for the C gap because it looks like he's going there. But what he doesn't see is George Kittle's not going to 94. That's Daniel Brunskill's job. Now look, sealed off, completely sealed off by George Kittle. Again, making you use your keys, making you play to your keys and doing that and using that against you. Now, Jawan Jennings here, is responsible for the place. He's the play side receiver. He's responsible for 26. Misses initially, but then comes back and he's able to steal this thing off. And already right here, once Kittle gets here and is already moving Micah off of his block, too late. Too late. And what you have to do, what you want to do against this Dallas defense is make Trevon Diggs tackle. He doesn't want to tackle, get physical with him, make him stop the ball. I'm going to show it one more time right here. So again, once he sees right here, so you see Kittle makes a step, and it may not look like anything. Kittle makes a step right there, like he's going to block 94, but he leaves him good. So Micah's in the backfield, but he sees Daniel Brunskill coming. That means he's responsible right here for the C gap. That's where the responsibility is. But what you don't see is that here comes Kittle, and now he's moving you off your spot, and here comes Elijah Mitchell for a big gain. So look, these plays may not look like anything. They may not look like, incredible plays or big plays or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, at the same time, oh, you guys can't see squad. Oh man, I'm sorry. I can't see. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to create my own video out of it. I'm not really good with like sharing the screen and everything like that. I apologize for that. But yeah, damn it, all that for nothing. Yeah, I can't see the screen and I can't see the chat. Like I have to be looking at one and the other. Damn it. Yeah, that's terrible. Let's see. All right, let me just get to these super chats real quick. Let me see what we got. See, make the video bigger. I thought I was making it bigger. I'm gonna try one more time, guys. Should I try one more time? Let me try again. Hold on. And I'll start it over again. Let me see. Oh God, terrible. I thought I was doing a great job too. This is awful. Let me see. Desktop, untitled folder, play one. Awful. Let me see. I'm gonna start it up again. Is that better? Is that better, guys? Let me see. Can you guys see now? Let me see. You guys see? Yes. Go for it. You guys got it? All right. This is better. And let me see. Can I oh yeah, I can manipulate it here. Okay. Should I start over? Let me know. All right. You guys can see it now. All right. Let's start over. Goodness gracious, man. What a pump fake. I mean, you guys should kill me for this on Twitter. All right. So again, I'm going to have to watch it through here. So basically what you're looking at again, Dallas is in a heavier personnel. It's a bear front. This is a great concept to break down a bear front at this point. 22 personnel, 2 tight ends to the left side. Up here to the left, you've got Charlie Warner. You got George Kittle. Ayuk is down here, and he is the play side, and he's in tight on a split. So he is here responsible for 11, the crackback block. It works great against the 3 tech on the play side. So we'll just watch it play out now at this point. So yeah, here we go. You're going to watch 11 here, go on 11, but you're going to watch Alex Mack at the top come up. And I mean, it's just following your blockers at this point. And it gets Micah Parsons off his spot. Again, I don't think the 49ers were out of their way in this one trying to slow down Micah Parsons or they were trying to attack him. He just happened to be in that spot. They just played their keys and again, great block by Ayuk, really got him off his game. And he was really, really frustrated, at least in this one. Okay, good. We got the first one out of the way. Here we go. We're rolling now. I got you. All right. Let's see. So let's see. Part 2. Whew, man, all that talking. Goodness gracious. You guys just let me sit there. Let me see how to do it again. Video file. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. Can't believe I did all that. That's pretty funny. You guys should actually, make fun of me for that. Definitely wasn't a hold. That's a great block. Tell your man to stop just getting worried about everything and being sad and crying all the time. Bullies get bullied is what I heard, and he got bullied. All right. So here we go. This one is following the interception that Jimmy almost threw, okay? And it's inside zone slice. So again, what you're going to be looking at here is I'm not sure why Dallas is running a 3-high motion here, like a 3-high safeties. Like it looks weird. So let's look up. I'm going to roll it back. I'm going to play it and then I'm going to bring it back. But what you're looking at is you're going to have Trevon Diggs down here, but they're going to roll 3 guys up here. And it's like, at this point, you already know there's a run coming. I don't understand why you're lightening your box. This is weird. And if somebody can point this out as a reason for why they're doing it, that's fine. But you've literally got 3 defenders up here at the top of the screen, almost 10, 12 yards away from the play. Don't understand why you would do something like that. Again, maybe somebody smarter than me can let me know. But what you got to notice is that we're going to go back to the top of the screen. To the top of the play. You're going to watch Jeff Wilson Jr. run a bit of a return motion. And let's see. So he's running the return motion. So he's going to go and then he's going to come back. So right there, that's your first indication That is your first indication right there that the play is going to be run that way. So what Micah does is he plays his keys, right? And this is smart. Again, this is not anything that Micah did anything wrong. It's just the way that this offense is constructed and how well they do things. So basically, what you're looking at is, since this is inside zone, that toss is supposed to show inside zone, okay? So you show the inside zone, and Micah plays it perfectly, but he gets wiped off the block because there's a puller coming from the other side. So when you see that and you throw it, Debo's got a cutback lane to get all the way back. There's nothing wrong with what he did here. It's not like he's like, getting wiped from the play. Again, if I wanted to, I could just make it seem like, oh, well, Mike is getting wiped from the play. But I'm going to show you from the good side right here why this is just a good play. Like, again, you see the return motion. You see the return motion. Now you see Micah here. Now watch, you're going to see him take a step right. See him take that step right. That's it. He's out of the play. Because now the toss is going that way. He's going to the play side of the formation. That's smart. That's what you should be doing. Read your keys, go. Now look, he's out of it already. That's it. Look, he's already off of his step right there. Once that happens, now Deebo Samuel has this huge crease and this cutback lane. So it looks like an inside zone. You play it like inside zone, but it's got this huge cutback lane for Deebo Samuel to get back through. And here it is. Look, again, I think Deebo could have had a little bit more through there, but that's what you get right there. You still get a big gain. Again, it doesn't look like anything fancy. It doesn't look like anything that is amazing or, oh, wow, like that's a huge play. But there's ways to move Micah Parsons out of the way without exactly like targeting him. Like not even like you don't even have to go after him at this point. If he's in the way, just play your basic concepts and do everything. So I got one more for you. This one's way easier than this one. I can't believe I pump faked on that first one. You guys have never let me hear the end of that. And it's, probably shouldn't. All right. So this is play 3. This one's a little bit more exciting for me. Again, this is the long trap concept that I was telling you about. So what you're going to see is basically it's just I'm going to let the play out from here. So I'm going to be able to describe it better from the other play side. So again, the motion goes that way. It shows that way. A lot of people are turning their head that way. And now look, it's a long play. But I want to show it from this way. And I want to show you why this works out so well. So you see Juwan Jennings at the end of the screen. He's responsible for 26 as the play side receiver. But Dallas is in an over front. That means the DT is aligned to the close side of the formation. That's the tight end side with the nose tackle in either zero shade or 2-eye to the open side of the play, okay? So Kittle right here is what he's going to do is he's going to take a step towards 94 here and make it seem like he's going to actually block him. Now, what happens is you're going to see Brunskill pull through, right? And when he pulls through, Micah Parsons reads his keys, and now he's responsible for C-gap. So, again, nothing that he did wrong, but the problem is Daniel Brunskill's not coming to block Micah Parsons. Daniel Brunskill's coming to block 94, and he's got 85 coming down on him. So here we go. 85 crackback, boom. And even Juwan Jennings, if you notice the beginning of this play, I'm going to bring it back. Juwan Jennings misses his first attempt at the block and then seals right there, boom. And Elijah Mitchell, big play. So again, look, nothing special, guys. Nothing special, right? The biggest thing that you want to do is you want to force Trevon Diggs to tackle. That boy does not want to tackle. He does not want to get in the way of anything. So, again, all of those little things that the 49ers can do, they can do that with just their basic running concepts. This isn't anything flashy. This isn't we're battling and trying to stop Micah Parsons. This is literally them just doing the normal stuff that they can do. And, again, this was last year. That's not Christian McCaffrey. That's not this dynamic offense right now that they've been running. That's little stuff. Does that mean that that's something that's going to happen this year? No, but it really jumped out at me when I was watching again. I have about 4 or 6 more plays that I'll do throughout the week. But those, just because Micah Parsons has been talking a little bit loud, I just kind of wanted to show that, you can get wiped from the game without them even trying to wipe you from the game. So, yeah, I mean, thank you guys for sticking around for that. I apologize for all that. So let me get to I saw some super chats. My bad, man. God, it's terrible. Never again, man. Ryan, Jason, I want you to cook. They've been talking crazy about our coach, man. Can Ken Dorsey have Brock looking like young Montana? I don't think so. No, he can't. I mean, right now the Buffalo offense isn't exactly as scary as we all thought it would be at this point. I don't know how much that has to do with the fact that Josh Allen's turning over the football at an incredible rate, but Ken Dorsey is not like that. And again, fans tend to get to be prisoner of the moment. You see the Buffalo Bills come out and just lay waste to people for 4 weeks. Well, Ken Dorsey can do it. Why can't we get him over here? Nah, man, it's been Kyle, man. It's just been Kyle. So, Window's too small to see. I can't wait to watch the video on the other side so I can laugh. Can't see, bro. It's on micro window. Thank you, Alberto. The thing is when I'm doing it that way, I can only see the video, and I'm going through it like going back and forth, which I actually like that better. But that wasn't actually so bad. So yeah. So look, I sent out the code. I sent out anybody wants to call in. If you guys don't have it, I'll put it in the chat if you guys want to jump on. Anybody want to come on and talk and give your thoughts on either what you think this game is going to be like, what you think the rivalry means to you. I did want to run down some other stuff that I did find out when I was looking at just the overall scope of the Dallas season. So Dallas finished 22nd in rushing yards per game, allowed 129.3, and 17th in rushing yards per game, 4.42. The 49ers finished 8th in rushing yards per game, 138.8, and 10th in rushing yards per play, 4.68. So someone actually pointed out something that was really good. They said, well, that shouldn't have to be necessarily the scope of it, right? Because you can start playing well and then your numbers look different. So I went back and I looked at the last 5 weeks. They played the Houston Texans, gave up 114 yards. That's Dameon Pierce, and they gave up 36 to the quarterback, Jeff Driscoll. 192 yards to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That was Travis Etienne, who went for like 110. The Eagles, 87 with no Jalen Hurts. Titans, 97 with no Derrick Henry. Washington last week, 151 rushing yards. 100 of them came to Jarrett Patterson, not Antonio Gibson, not Brian Robinson. This defense has been awful against the run. And that's just something from all over. And let's even go a little bit further. Let's go a little bit further. Weeks 13 through 18, Dallas allowed the 6th most passing yards and touchdowns, 1,460 passing yards, 11 touchdowns. Their opponents in these last 6 games, the Indianapolis Colts and Matt Ryan, blah. Houston with Jeff Driscoll and Davis Mills, blah. Jacksonville's actually a good team. They're still playing this week. Trevor Lawrence. Philly, Gardner Minshew. Titans, Josh Dobbs. Washington, Sam Howell. This defense has not really been good. They just haven't. And not lately at all. Now, you look at last night and you say, well, they stopped the run. The Bucs stopped the run because they can't run. The worst rushing offense in the league. I mean, they couldn't run on a marching band. So I'm starting to just put it together. For me, I'm like, well, I don't get it. They're the number 2 DVOA defense. And this is absolutely wrong. The 49ers have more wins against playoff teams than the Dallas Cowboys do. 5-1. Look, dude, I respect you because you're here, you're popping your shit, and you actually come back, after the game, when your team loses. So I respect. But you gotta start to really pay attention here. Just pay attention just a little bit more. So yeah, I mean, no, you don't doubt that. It's the truth. You don't gotta doubt that. You can doubt it all you want. It's still the fact, The only playoff team that they lost to was Kansas City. Okay. I love it. I love this. I'm going to put this up, actually. So Dario, I think, tweeted, Aponte during his first attempt on today's film breakdown. Second attempt was money, though. Thank you guys for having a good sense of humor about that. I appreciate you. But yeah, I just started to look into it, and I'm just like, where is it? Again, you can get blinded by an early season stretch where your defense is not playing well and the numbers don't bear out at the end. But then you start to look, of late, they just have not been playing well. They're not playing well on defense at this point. But if you want to look at this past week, or if you want to look at yesterday, well, you say they stopped the run. Rashad White and Leonard Fournette don't really impose at all. And, they had a very good game. Micah was all over the place. I'm definitely going to say that. I think that they played a great game. But Tampa stinks on offense, man. They're not good. So again, how much of it had to do with the fact that Dallas was good on defense? Some of it. How much of it had to do with the fact that the Bucs are bad on offense? A lot of it, I would say, at this point. So I'm gonna throw this in here. Let me see for anybody to get up in here if you guys want to talk about anything. So and then it's funny because I posted the actual rushing yards, and everybody says, well, can't wait for Kyle to throw it 66 times. Well, I think it's this. It's when it's 6 and 7 loaded man boxes, you have to complete passes to open up the box. And again, I think that's kind of what you saw against Seattle early on. They didn't get the looks that they wanted, and then they went ahead and they attacked after. So you always want to. It's funny. Some people say you have to run the pass, and I think conversely, you have to pass to run. also. So that's kind of where it goes with that. But we got two people. I got Keith in here first. Let's go to Keith if he's ready. Keith, what's up, bro? I'm glad to see
what's up, man?
I got my pump fake film breakdown, man. Thanks for
I
sticking around, man.
I caught the tail end of it, man.
Oh, all right. So so you caught the good part. You didn't catch the first part where I was just in there just saying whatever and nobody could see anything.
Yes. Can you hear me?
What's up, Keith? Yeah, I can hear you, man. I like that. I like that flag. What you want to talk about?
I know that the rivalry runs deep here in my house, man. I mean, I've been a 49er fan since '88. So I remember the tail end of the 80s going into the 90s when actually Dallas started to impose their will on the 90s. So everybody wanted Tampa. I know that because it's an easier opponent, but as a fan that likes to see the Cowboys Niners, this is a game I wanted, and this is a game I want to see. Because there's nothing better than sending them home in the playoffs besides winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I completely understand that. And, again, I kind of talked about it, when people were asking, like, who do you want? I don't care. To me, I don't care. And in the playoffs, it doesn't matter. You're going to have to beat teams one way or another. I don't care. And I felt confident against either of these teams. I feel confident pretty much against anybody, until we'll figure out next week if that's where we go with it. But I really didn't have a preference at that point. But if you're talking about fan perspective and trying to, get something back, get our lick back for a little while, it's like you have to remember. I mean, I don't know how old you are, Keith, but Dallas.
I'm 42 years old.
So Dallas eliminated the 49ers back-to-back years before the 49ers finally got it done. So wouldn't it be kind of nice to repay the favor, right? Like, and I think that's the part where, again, not going to divulge my age, anything like that. But yeah, we would like this. 49ers, Cowboys, this runs deep. The NFL loves this. And, 49er fans, we got a little bit more revenge on their mind. You have to remember the playoff seasons, the playoff stats, I believe it's 5-3 Dallas over the 49ers. So you've got the catch, you've got last year, and you've got the 1994 NFC Championship. Dallas still has managed to win 5, so we've got to start to even the score a little bit more. I know it's harder to meet in the playoffs than anything, but they can make it 5-4. And that just goes to speak to Dallas had a little chokehold on us for a little while until Deion showed up and Ken Norton pulled up.
That's right. I mean, we needed Deion that year.
Mm-hmm.
I was upset we traded Charles Haley to them. I think it helped them win another Super Bowl, but that was a big deal to me. I want to know, I saw you posting those run numbers. What do you think our over-under should be for rush yards this weekend?
I mean, they've got to get over 100. But again, I think that a lot of what's going on right now, obviously, in certain instances, right, when you're throwing the ball, I'm sorry, my God, man, I'm trying to get to it, my guys. Let me go back. I'll find it. I just got that one. I saw somebody say that I missed the super chat. So, but Purdy, right? Kyle has confidence in Purdy. Kyle feels like he can open things up. Like he doesn't. There's something about like right now, and I understand we really shouldn't get all crazy about like 6 starts, but didn't ever feel like in the playoffs if the ball went off the screen,
we should. We're fans.
All right,
we should.
All right. I hear you. But I mean, like, didn't it look weird, like, or didn't it feel weird when the football left the screen with Garoppolo? You just didn't know who was going to be on the other side. Why does it not feel like that anymore? But I do want to say this, not to take a shot at Garoppolo. As long as this offense has playmakers, as long as this offense has Kyle fighting,
which means you're going to take a shot at Garoppolo.
I hate to do that, right? But if you're looking at it and you're watching, right? Seattle was content in staying in cover 3. They called a bunch of cover 3 beaters, and that's why there's guys just running wide open the whole time. As long as there's guys wide open, as long as I always feel confident in that. I always feel in Purdy's. I always feel confident in Purdy to be able to distribute the football in that way. Keith, I got a few other people on here. I appreciate you jumping on.
One more thing I wanted to say. Oh, see, this is the offense that I think Kyle wanted to have in 2019. Yeah, everybody thinks we wanted to be a run first and run the ball 40 times. Where I always think he wanted to run the offense he ran in Atlanta before he got here.
Well, and then no, the funny thing is too, Keith. No, I think again the deep shots were always in every play call, right? Like he'll dial up shot plays, but there's always there. It's just Jimmy didn't take them. And what a lot of people forget is in Atlanta, the Atlanta Falcons were actually 28th in passing attempts, but they were 4th in passing yards. So why was that? Because they were hitting the bigger plays. So I think a lot of people in their mind, they're like, oh, he wants to air it out. I think that he wants his opportunities taken advantage of. And that's what Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Taylor Gabriel, those guys did. That's what they did at a high level. They still ran the shit out of the ball in Atlanta.
They did.
He always wants to run the ball, but Kyle is having fun right now watching some of his plays where he calls.
But he wasn't passing the ball 8 times in playoff games.
And again, we're not taking shots at Garoppolo, but again, you know, there was a way for him to find a way to win that game, and it was through running the ball. But right now, the answers have always been in the play calls. It's always been there, and I think that there is a little bit of a change in the way that he's calling the games and how confident he is in Purdy. But I also do think that there's still similarities to what's there. It just was never executed to this level with Purdy.
Right. All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, Keith. Thank you, man. Thank you for calling in. I'm gonna get to my guy Teradome now, man.
My
Teradome,
man,
what's
my
up?
man.
Let's go, man. I know you about to give me the good word.
How you doing, man? It's good to be on your show. First time, but a long time listener and a long time respecter. New York in the house.
Let's go. I love it, man. Yeah, East Coast 49er fans, we got it for Dallas too, because they're all over our head out here too. There's a lot of Dallas fans over here in New York, New Jersey. They, you know, look, say what you want. They roll deep. They have a terrible song that I've been posting on social media that I don't want to see anymore, but they roll deep. They're going to be out there, and they're in full force right now, and they have every right to be at this point.
They're feeling good. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a lot of my family members. My late great dad was a Cowboy fan, and everybody loves Dallas. They did Dallas Cowboys. They're the cream of the crop and all of this stuff. But here's the rub. In the military, SF represents the special forces. We don't need a whole bunch of anything to get behind enemy lines and cause all kinds of havoc. We're elite. We're better than a lot of other people. We're more transformative. We're more knowledgeable. We have intimate knowledge, painstaking analysis, resources, research, and we sacrifice. And we got skin in the game. It's nothing like the faithful.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, again, this week we can talk about objective things. We can talk about where the 49ers are, but this feels like a week for popping our shit and like getting back into shit talk this entire week, man. Like I've been trying to lean into the analysis. That's why I started with my terrible first film breakdown, but the second one was better. I kind of wanted to show some objective things that can be done. But still, man, this rivalry makes me want to pop my shit. It really doesn't really want me. I really don't feel I don't feel like being objective. I feel like being in a barbershop. I feel like yelling. I feel like not being calm. Like that's what this feels like for me right now as a 49ers fan.
You can't help it. You know why? Because it goes all the way back, man. It goes all the way back to the 90s. It goes even back further than that. Old school dudes know in the 70s. It was San Francisco and Dallas. There's a whole 30 for 30, not a 30 for 30. It's on the NFL Network. They're probably going to run it this week, called A Tale of Two Cities.
Yep.
And, man, it just is what it is. And we are going to get it on. And here's the rub too. I wouldn't have any other quarterback in the NFC other than Brock Purdy.
Okay, talk about it.
He's better than Dak Prescott.
Woo! Talk that shit. Let me hear it.
Better than Kirk Cousins. For this offense, for this team, for what we do, this is the guy. We finally got our guy. Usually, Jason, if you're a boxing fan, in Olympic boxing, you have to win on points. And with I ain't gonna besmirch his name because he was having a good little year. But with previous quarterbacks, we had to win on points. Jason, we finally got a knockout artist.
Hey, I mean, 35 points and 30 plus points in almost every game, but the one that was in Seattle on Thursday Night Football. And it certainly feels like there was more meat left on the bone in the Seattle game. I mean, if they even execute halfway in that first half, they probably score 60 points. And then Brandon Ayuk, my brother, you got to catch that ball, man. Like
that, it is a signature. all the years that I've been watching, we don't have a signature moment from a quarterback. That would have been the signature da-da-da, da-da-da. That was SB looking what Brock Purdy does. And it's just a microcosm. It's just a small inkling of what this guy does, man. Bill Walsh, who I have behind me, if you can see the book, it's on this stuff. In that book, man, he talks about the nimbleness of feet, tying the feet to the route.
Mm-hmm.
Notice how Brock's feet are moving, man. Ronnie Lott says in an interview, he says, Bill, you should just talk about Joe's feet. I'd be on the sideline with him. He said, Ronnie, look at Joe's feet. Look at his feet. He's moving. He's nimble. He's almost sensuous in his movements of his feet. And Ronnie kind of looked at him like, really? It's like that? This guy's got it, man. This guy's got it.
I love this. I love this.
It's going to be 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
1,000 small cuts that will get these Dallas Cowboys. You don't know where it's coming. Might be Debo, could be Kittle, might be CMC, got Ayuk out there, might be Jennings. All week, you're going to hear about Parsons. All they're going to run is one name, Parsons. They're going to say Parsons. They're going to say Parsons. Bruh, do you know we can take out a dude like Mitchell, a dude like CMC, put Debo back there. If that's not working, we'll put Mitchell back there. If that's not working, we got a dude on the bench named Jordan Mason who can carry the mail as well. We're ready. The truck is loaded. The plane is fueled, and the train is on the track. I'm here for all the smoke.
Let's go. Teradome, real quick, I just wanted to point this out. Brock Purdy is the newest quarterback, the newest rookie quarterback to start in the divisional, the last quarterback to start in a divisional game, Dakota Prescott. And there have been only 4 quarterbacks who have been rookies who have played in the NFC Championship: Joe Flacco, Ben Roethlisberger, Sean King, and Mark Sanchez, who actually played in back-to-back for the New York Jets. Just a fun little fact, man. Teradome, you need to make your own YouTube channel, man. I think the streets is asking for it, man. Like you need to get this going, man. I think they would love your energy. I think they would love your insight, man. I'm telling you.
God bless you, man. My wife says the same thing. Wayne Breezy, shout out to Wayne Breezy and all the other guys, man. I just like coming and sharing with you guys and sharing with the faithful and the best fan base in the absolute world. I
appreciate you, man.
Maybe I'll do it. And please come on if I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I will. Absolutely. Hey, we got some extra callers. I appreciate your time, bro. I'm going to get on to the next caller, man. Thank you for calling. Thank you for always showing love. Appreciate you, bro.
One love, Jason A. Stay up.
All right, man. Later, man. Uh-oh. Now we cooking. And I'm going to leave this up so I can get my boy Wolf. What's up, baby? Wolfcast, Not a Game Wolfcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel as well, too. Not a Game. What's up, man? What's going on, Wolf?
Hey, bro. Good to be back with you, man. Good to see you and everything. It's been a little while.
Appreciate you, man. So I got to Recovery 716's super chat. Appreciate you, man, for sticking with me. I'm sorry. I pump faked early on the film breakdown. Couldn't see the chat, anything like that. That's something that you guys should definitely let me know over and over. But, love the show, Jason. How you feeling about this game this weekend? I'm going to pass this one to you first. I kind of want to get your thoughts, and then I'll get into mine.
Man, we got a more dynamic quarterback this time around. We got CMC to complement Debo Samuel and, of course, the quarterback, man. So I'm feeling really good about it. I don't think the Cowboys fans do, even though they want to put out videos talking about we want Niners, but they sound super nervous and shaky about it. So I think that says it all right there, bro. How about you?
No, I think that as long as the 49ers play their game, don't turn the ball over. I think it's very hard to stop this team, and I think that, again, when you look at the way that this team has been winning games, they've been winning however you want. It's just lately they've been winning with scoring an abundance of points, and I don't think that's something we've been used to. I think we kind of set our watch to the defense. Now, all of a sudden, you've got an offense that can pick you up if the defense is slacking a little bit, and then you look at 30-plus points. And again, I'm going to keep saying this. They still haven't played their best game on offense. They still have not played their best game on offense. There is still a little bit more to this team. There's still a little bit more for them to go. And I think, again, it's right there in front of them to do that. And God help anybody if they do put it all together. And it's just I think it was Dan Orlovsky, and I implore you guys to go check it out. He put out a 9-minute video of what he calls the death lineup for the 49ers, the 22 personnel look of Debo, McCaffrey, Ayuk, Kittle, and Juszczyk, and how they're all over the place. You know, they had Christian McCaffrey lined up out wide, Debo in the backfield, Debo out wide, McCaffrey in the backfield. I saw McCaffrey with his hand in the dirt at tight end. Like it comes down to a point where, you know, we've been talking about pick your poison, but it truly is. You can't cover all of them. If you want to put a linebacker on the tight end, you're going to get smoked. You want to put Trevon Diggs on somebody, we have a good chance that Brandon Ayuk can make something happen. If you want to put him on anybody else, then you're just leaving someone else open. And then again, I think something that we're seeing from this offense, because McCaffrey's here, is like checkdowns real quick, like after plays are breaking down to Christian McCaffrey, and then he makes something happen. 2 touchdowns in the Seattle game to absolute like last minute checkdowns. There's just too much. Yeah. It's an embarrassment of riches, and people are saying like you should have never let Kyle Shanahan get his hands on Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, of course. And then there's like Ayuk, you know, dropping the touchdown. That would have been extra points. And even the 49ers, when it comes towards the end of the games, they're just kneeling at the goal line when they can score more points. So that's so much more that the offense could do right there. But I feel like from the offense, the little bit of miscues that we have had, I've gone and taken a look at those. I more want to look at the defense because, of course, the offense has been so dynamic, scoring so many points. But even when I go watch the film, it's just like little things like timing. You know, Brock Purdy doing a little double step when he could get his feet set a little bit quicker, which will come with time, man. He hasn't had a whole lot of time with the starters.
6 starts.
Yeah, and then, you know, it's pretty well known that Kyle Shanahan has a pretty fat playbook as well. So that'll come with time, man. So just little things like that. I worried about in the beginning of this last game, how much of the rain was playing a factor. I guess it wasn't raining that bad. But yeah, just timing stuff, man. I want to give a shout out to the O-line. I think that's a big part of it. Of course, schematically too. Brunskill, man, how do you feel about him? Because now Aaron Banks is back. Burford's been really good for us as well, and he was rotating with Burford. I think he should be rotating with maybe both of those guys.
Well, I mean, there's not many people that have a guy that, your center's hurt, let him play center. Your left guard's hurt, let him play left guard. Your left tackle, like Brunskill's like this ultimate utility man. But I do want to shout them out because Brunskill, Burford, and McGlinchey all had clean sheets in this game. In fact, McGlinchey had a clean sheet in all 3 games that he played against Seattle. Surprisingly, the only people that allow pressures in this game, Aaron Banks and Trent Williams, and that's something that we never really think about. So for me, it looks like there has been a marriage of Brock Purdy understanding when to get the ball out, being a little bit more elusive, not being a statue, and also the marriage of this being, with this line. Like the line is blending itself together. I mean, we were nervous about this line, and they're coming into their own. They're doing a great job. Say what you want about the competition, but there is something to be said about the way Brock Purdy is getting the ball out. Remember, 3-step drop, the ball's got to be out. If it's not, then you're going to have your lineman hung out to dry, and then people will look at the lineman and say, oh, well, what did he do? Or if you're throwing a screen and the screen gets blown up on the outside, well, now you've got a lineman running up the field, an illegal man downfield. So there's so much that has to do with, like, in terms of not only just line play, but the quarterback play. And I think all that stuff is getting married together at the right time. It's just so great to see all of these things happening. And again, the 49ers are not playing their best game and they're still putting up 30-something points. I think that is insane. And you shouldn't expect that. But we're starting to get to a point where it's 5-6 games now. Why can't you expect that at this point? Yeah, with how this offense has been rolling, man.
It's happened every single game outside of the first Seattle game with Brock Purdy. I was going to say, partially what could be the reason for the pressures being on the left was Brock Purdy was almost solely drifting to the
running
left.
To the left.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So even then, man, that's why if you notice, I said shout out to the O-line. I'm talking about them as a unit. They're doing a great job right now, man. Shout out to McGlinchey, all the flack he's gotten, Brendel as well. You guys continue to step up. I hope we continue to see it. But I got questions about the defense, man. I was looking at their coverages and stuff like that. I don't get to see a whole lot of film. I don't get the all 22s. I just go and check out as much as I can on YouTube. But I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the 9-3-3-9 alignment of the defense.
Mm-hmm. So that's where you're just trying to take away the run right there. And I think that's something that you're probably going to see a little bit more from, right? Or you talking about 3-3-9? You talking about 3-3 in front? Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that in the Cardinals game, the 49ers were in the red zone. They lined up in the 9-3-3-9. So if anybody who doesn't know, that's defensive linemen both sides are super wide out. There's not really anybody containing the center of the defensive line. They're spread out really wide, 2 and 2, and then there's like 3 linebackers behind that. So the Arizona Cardinals, because this is made to allegedly contain a quarterback, they checked into, this is David Blows, he checked into a run play. They got a big chunk yardage, almost right into the end zone. And then they caught the 49ers slipping again in personnel. The 49ers didn't get the correct personnel in place. And it's just things like that. Hopefully D'Amico Ryans isn't caught sleeping, because the Cardinals, they got their personnel. They ended up in 2 tight end heavy, and the 49ers were still in nickel when it comes to personnel. So it's just things like that I think we got to clean up.
Yeah, that's cool. And then look, again, even the best defenses are going to give up, yards and things like that. That's the chess match at times. But you know what? I don't suspect that it'll be too much. I think what, and going back to the Seattle game, they had 2 full games of film on the 49ers. So I think they saw something, what they could attack on Mooney Ward, which is a little bit down the field. And I'm going to go to the next caller, because I got somebody else on here too.
All right, cool.
But that's the thing, is the more you play teams, the more you see them, you understand tendencies. That's what makes those division games so weird. That's why there was, even that Ravens-Bengals game was so close. It's like, okay, Lamar Jackson's not playing, but why is it like this? There's too much. If you have to play them 3 times, you see too many things you can attack. So they went in there and they wanted to attack Lenore the first 2 weeks, and the first 2 games, and then they saw something. They were like, hey, maybe we can go after Ward this time and throw them a curveball. Kind of worked out for them. So that's always the chess match, but I don't ever get too over worried that D'Amico is going to be overmatched in any way, man. He's just too good at this point.
Yeah, I just hope he doesn't get caught sleeping, man. I hope he's on his toes against the Cowboys. Mobile quarterback we're going to go against. So, a discipline on the D-line, keep contained, man. Do not let him convert 3rd and longs with his legs. But Jason, appreciate you as always, bro. Good to see you, man.
Hey, tell him where to subscribe to your stuff.
Great night. Oh, yeah, guys, Niner Gang Wolfcast. So 2 words, Niner Gang and then Wolfcast. Look up Wolf Lazama. I appreciate you guys. Everybody have a great night, man. Later,
all right,
Jason.
Man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man. We got my boy coming to the screen. Dawson, what's happening?
Good stuff, bored tonight, all that.
Bored tonight? Why though?
Because I don't make content on Tuesday, so yeah, bored.
Let me ask you something. You're a big video game guy, real quick, before we get into the 49ers stuff. Did you watch Last of Us?
Yeah, I did. Enjoyed it.
Did you? You don't say. I was gonna say you don't sound too excited. I was blown away, buddy.
I'm never sound infused, really.
All right, tell me what you want to talk about, buddy. What's going on?
So as a younger 49ers fan, I really don't.
I think this is a good place to start. Go for it. I know where you're going. Let's talk about it.
Rivalry of Dallas and San Francisco, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I still have hate for Dallas because of Dak Prescott, because of Mississippi State.
A big if you guys don't know Dawson, big LSU guy.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like one year he ruined a national championship run for LSU. So yeah, I do hate Dak Prescott. Yeah.
You know what though? I respect it. Again, we're trying to be objective. We want to be in here. We want to start talking about, things X's and O's, what we're noticing, what this team does. But you know what? Some weeks, like this week, doesn't feel like you need to be objective at this point. I mean, I think we know who we want to win. I think we're all going to predict that. There'll be time for that, but I don't know if it's going to be all week, man. I've been trying to be cool on Twitter. I'm chilling, but I'm going to get spicy at certain points, man. But I want to ask you this. This is what I want to ask you, because I actually have to write an article for Niners Nation about this. So I kind of want to get a younger 49er fan's perspective.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the show, I don't know if you saw. For a guy like me, for my age, which I'm still not going to divulge you, Batman could break through this window. He's not beating that age out of me. But this is deeper than just hating the Cowboys because of the star, right? Like I think 30 other fan bases dislike the Cowboys just because they're the Cowboys, right? Mm-hmm. For me, this is a little bit deeper because of what I witnessed when I was a kid. Remember, they bounced us many years as a kid, right? Over and over. For you and the younger fans, it's Seattle, right? And I hate Seattle too. It's Seattle.
The NFC West.
Right.
Basically.
So Dawson, talk to me, Dawson. Who do you hate more, Seattle or Dallas?
Seattle.
Okay. Talk about it.
I mean, I got into, football around the same time as, the hardball days with, the Seattle rivalry that, generate with Pete Carroll and all that. And then, that one NFC championship game that we all know. So, yeah, I hate Seattle more.
So, you know what's funny is we have these horrible Seattle memories, right? Opening year Levi's, Richard Sherman's eating a huge turkey leg. Sunday night football, Cam Chancellor hits Vernon Davis. And the 49ers have only played Seattle one time in the postseason before this past Saturday. And that was that NFC championship game. It's weird, man. It's strange because you would think that it's always like this rivalry where, because it is obviously divisional games, but they only played two times, right? Like every other game has not been in the playoffs. But that's what I wanted to ask you. And because this is the poll that's going to go up with the article, is this feels like obviously there's a little bit of a divide with 49ers fans, and it's based on age at this point. Because for me, I have a stronger dislike for Dallas, but recently I hate Seattle more because Dallas has not bothered us in a long time. Like, if they lose a game while the 49ers win that week, it's like, whatever, haha, Dallas lost. But it's not like Dallas is like, man, we got to go through Dallas. Like, here comes Dallas, man. Like, we haven't had to do that for a long time. And that's kind of been Seattle, right? Like, we had to play them for home field advantage, those type of things. So I think it's interesting to see the divide between the age groups for 49ers fans. And still, I'm not going to tell you how old I am. But yeah, at the same time, man, like, I wanted to get your opinion on it because you are a younger football fan. And I think that a lot of people's opinions are going to be shaped on when they got into the game and what years that they were actually active watching the games.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to talk about, buddy? Any matchup
really.
that? All right, here. You know what? I got a good question for you, Dawson. Well, first of all, tell them where to subscribe to your stuff because it's not just LSU stuff. It's actually 49er stuff as well.
Well, the name is my channel is my name, Dawson Richard. The Richard is spelled like Richard, Richard. And yeah, I just post 49ers and LSU stuff whenever.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. Because, we're all puffing out our chests and we're like, we're the big bad 49ers. We're not. Is there something that concerns you about Dallas? Something that concerns you that could possibly swing the game?
They're wide receivers.
Okay, talk about it.
Because Charvarius, he's gonna lock down wherever D'Amico puts him. He doesn't follow
travel.
the number one guy. And then you got Diamador Lenore. And then you also got, Talno Hufanga. Even though I will say Diamador did have a 90 PFF grade, if you care about that.
He was good, yes. He was good on Saturday. They didn't target him. He only had 2 targets, and he intercepted one of them. So, here's the hope, real quick, and I don't mean to cut you off. Here's the hope, is that was kind of a shift in confidence for him. So now he can just start to play a little bit more free, get out of his head. Hopefully you think that's happened. Again, I don't think that Charvarius Ward thing is going to be something that happens over and over. I think it was just a one-off. But so it's obviously he's not going to follow CD Charvarius. So what else concerns you? Is it more a guy that we're not thinking of, or is it just strictly CD Lamb, who's a fucking baller?
Maybe they're tight end, maybe.
So Dalton Schultz. So I think that's a really good place to talk about it because Dalton Schultz is going to have to either draw attention from safeties or Greenlaw and Warner. And how much of that attention brings you away from their run game, which is very potent. Tony Pollard's a baller as well, too. I think it's good to talk through these things, right? Because again, we're popping shit and everything, and we're just like, it doesn't matter. Like, who cares? We don't have any weaknesses. We're number one defense. But styles make fights sometimes, and you still have to give the Cowboys credit, man. They've got some ballers, man. CD's a baller, and like Michael Gallup, I feel like still isn't at 100%. He's still working his way back from his injury. That would be a lot more scary. But at this point, I think it's good that we talk through a little bit just of like the concerns that we have because no team is perfect, and no game will go perfectly.
Yeah, nothing's perfect. Well, I'm a college football fan. I know nothing's perfect in football.
I can't imagine. See, you know what's funny? The stress of NFL football is enough, but like the wild swings in college football, it's like, dude, I gotta say one day on the weekend where I don't like rip my hair out, man.
Especially in the SEC where you think all these games will be close because the SEC talent differences and all that, but no, sometimes it doesn't happen like that. Like LSU and Texas A&M this year, that game sucked.
Hey, Dawson, I got another caller. I appreciate you hopping on, man. Tell them one more time where they can subscribe to your stuff, man. Make sure you tap in with my guy, Dawson.
So yeah, channel name Dawson Richard. The Richard is spelled like Richard. 49ers and LSU content. Have like 220 something subscribers right now.
Let's go. Let's get
Hope
to 250.
to get as close as possible to 300 by the end of whatever this playoff run is.
Let's do it, man. Make sure you tap in with my guy, man. And and you know what? Send it to me on Twitter so I can retweet it out to to my people and everything. Dawson, I always appreciate you, man, and always
I'll
appreciate
send
you.
DM if I remember. I got bad memory.
All right, it's all right, buddy, man. Hey, have a great night, man, and thanks for calling in. All right, I got my guy Greatness 54 coming here. Greatness, what's up, man? What's up, bro? Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, bro?
For some reason,
I don't know. I can hear you like in and out a little bit real quick. You wanna pop out and pop right back in to see if that works?
I can hear you.
Check the chat. Hold on. Check the chat. Hold on.
See.
All right, so we'll get Greatness back and everything. Shout out to you guys. We got 212 people in here. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for when we go live. Just past 7.5K on here. Appreciate you guys, man. Love celebrating those milestones because I never thought that things like that would have ever happened. Let me see if we get my boy back in here. Let's see. Yeah, it's the same thing. Same thing. I don't know. You don't have headphones?
What about now?
Perfect.
Oh, okay, cool.
What's
going on, my dude?
What's up with you, bro?
No, just another day, excited.
Right.
And to answer your last question, when you're telling what gets you more excited, I'm from the 80s, man. I'm going to date myself. Know what I mean? So the hell with Seattle. Seattle wasn't in our division to start with. Mm-hmm. It was us and the Cowboys. I want all that smoke. Yeah. Know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny. Like my dad, who gave me the game of the 49ers, right? But still deep down was a Giants fan. Like he went to Indiana when Joe was at Notre Dame, and he passed it down to me. But he's a Giants fan. I watched the Giants game with him. He was ecstatic. He's happy. But man, he sent me a text and was like, "Oh shit, Niners Cowboys." He was like, "This is it." He was like, "You know what it is?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know what it is, man." I was like, "You don't got to tell me." Like it's like all decorum's out the window, right? Even if it's Seattle, I still come at it objective. Like, here's how we can beat you. Here's how we're going to beat you. I don't care. Beat them. You want my score prediction? Niners 375 and Cowboys 17. Like, this is going to be like one of those games. Like, where this is going to be one of those weeks where, like, yeah, you might get some objectiveness from it. You might get some analysis. I really don't care, though. Like, and that's just how I feel just because of who it is, man. And if it was any other team, you'd be more calm. But this rivalry, man, it just gets you hyped, man, just because of, where we're from. And a lot of 49er fans are feeling it right now.
Yeah, it just hits different. Know what I mean? We just remember being bounced 3 years in a row. Know what I mean? By the Dallas Cowboys, and then finally, how Steve Young said, "Get the monkey off my back." Know what I mean?
Dude, and then you know what? Those NFC Championship games were literally the Super Bowl because the Cowboys would go on the other side and they would face the Bills every year and just roll them. Like, and poor Chris Berman. Chris Berman is out here on ESPN every year. Niners, Bills. He would literally get right there and have it right, and it would. Yeah. So you know what, man? For the sake of Chris Berman, we've got to find a way to make the Berman Bowl happen this year for him because he's been predicting that shit since I was like 7 years old, man. Like, what the hell?
For real, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Let me ask you this, because I had a discussion on a Niners Nation podcast today about how fans fan, and I get a lot of blowback for being overconfident, as if I'm gonna play in the game or if my overconfidence is the reason that other teams going to come out flat or not play well or anything like that. Do you have like a pregame ritual or do you have a game ritual, anything like that? Like, because Rob, who runs Niners Nation, right? He's been wearing this Victory Monday shirt for 11 straight weeks and he hasn't washed it. And I can't imagine what it smells like at this point. Oof. But yeah, fans have certain things. I remember during the 2011 run, but when the Niners had cap and they went to the Super Bowl, I wore the same outfit and drank the same beer every single game. And it finally, ran out in the Super Bowl. So do you have any sort of ritual or anything like that?
So actually, I'm with you. I always tell, dude, I can take them lightly. I can do whatever I want. I don't have any bearing on the game.
Mhm.
That being said, I do certain rituals. I wear
Nice.
certain clothes,
Nice.
right? I go to church in the morning, know what I
Nice.
mean? Make sure to talk to the good man upstairs and let him know, hey, man, give me one, man. Just give me one, right? But
Right.
I'm with you. I always tell her, dude, we have no bearing. This is just for us. This is what fans
100%.
being about are superstitious. Know what I mean? And then
100%.
Ron, he gets a lot of flack for being negative on the Niners. I said, no, he's got to be critical, right? Like that's their job, right?
Well,
Like that's what they do for a living.
I think we all we're all doing that now. Like we all get paid now to analyze the team and cover the team. I think that's really cool. People just see things differently. That's it. Rob's my boss. Rob and I disagree. At times he'll say something. I'm like, Rob, I don't believe that at all. Like I believe this. I'm not. And me, I'm not always like sunshine and happiness all the time, right? Like I'll let it rip. I'll let it fly. But I do want to go back to like the whole fan thing. It's like, man, if you're confident, then be confident. You want to pop shit, then pop shit. You want to be humble and you want to be cautiously optimistic, do that. There's no right way to fan. Do whatever you want, man, at this point. Do whatever you want because we only get 18 weeks of this. I'm just tired of the fan police, right? You're jinxing it. Oh, yeah,
No.
as if me saying that the 49ers are going to win, which they won 11 straight games in this game. Now, that's the reason the team's not going to lose. The team's lost the game, right? Like, it's like George Kittle drops a pass, and he's like, damn it, Jason jinxed me. Like, it's the dumbest shit I've ever heard of in my life, man.
Yeah, it is. It really is. There's
Shout out
got to be winners. There's got to be losers. If you dish it out, you better be able to take it. That's all.
And that's the thing. Like, if you're going to pop shit, if you're going to be someone who is overly obnoxious, as I am at times, 100%, then you got to be able to deal with the smoke. I don't duck the smoke. If you got, look, I was very critical of Brock Purdy in camp. I'm not deleting those tweets. Everybody's finding them, and I'm just like, okay, that's what I meant then. But mama didn't raise no bitch. I'm not getting rid of them at all. Like, I don't duck the smoke. But I realize that that's what's on the line when I pop my shit. So, like, it's fine. If you're going to do that, be ready for those other fans that are going to come at you. And if you're humble and everything, I'm not telling you not to be, but it is what it is. Gatman, thank you for the donation. Shout out to the Mod Squad. Beyond awesome to see interactions with fans. Yeah, that's it, man. This is fun, man. I'm so happy I did this. Were you here earlier when I pump faked on my film breakdown and nobody could see it and I had to like start it over again?
No, I just got home from work.
It's a pretty good laugh. I think you should go back to the beginning so you can watch. Like I'm talking all of this technical stuff. Nobody can see it. Everybody, it was slandering me. I think it's really funny, actually. So look, let's go to some of these things. Let's see. Axel says, I drank strictly Miller High Life, strictly out of the bottle for all the 2012 season for some reason. Axel, I will do you one better. I drank PBR the entire time out of the can. I never buy it. I never bought it. Never. If someone brought it, it stuck after the wild card game. And I said, you know what? Done. That's it, man. Same 52 jerseys, same Jordan shorts, same high top Jordans, same Niners fitted and PBRs the entire time, man. Fans do strange things at this point. Alberto says, I do drink some Henny before the game and it's been working. My God, Alberto, I can't watch a Niners game. I can't watch a Niners game on Henny, bro. I would break things, man. That is insane, man. That's hilarious, man. Let's see. Mr. Cartier says we never duck smoke. That's right. Gio says ever since we started to run last year, I've held the same football every week. I love it, man. Alberto says, and that's why I fuck with you, Jason. Keep it 100. Yeah, I mean that's it. Like, look,
keep it a buck.
Hey, look. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm gonna tell you I'm wrong. You get to say I'm wrong. You get the gloat, But if I'm right, you definitely gonna hear about that shit because I'm wild obnoxious. I like my flowers too when it comes to that. So, shout out to Gio for the super sticker. George Yu says, "Let's be real. Everyone and their mothers doubted Purdy. Yes, and the guy that I saw at training camp is not the guy that is there today. Thank God. My biggest mistake and my biggest takeaway from my initial criticism of Brock Purdy and writing him off was I wasn't affording him the same time that I was going to afford Trey Lance. And that's wrong. Me implying that he couldn't grow, that's my biggest mistake. I will chalk it up as a loss. I am not deleting the tweet. Y'all can roast that shit until the cows come home. I am not taking it down, I promise.
But Jason, on that thing, everybody had that same opinion. Everybody but like Larry Krueger, right? Larry Krueger was the only one you can say that had it from the gate. But outside of that, everybody that went there and analyzed the 49ers said, you don't want to see Brock Purdy.
Dude, and that's the thing is Krueger got it, right? He saw him in minicamp. I didn't get to see him in minicamp or OTAs, right? Because I only was there for training camp. But the other thing, too, was you didn't see much of Brock Purdy. And what I mean by that is some weeks, some days he would get 3 reps, 5 reps. Some days he would get 6 reps, 2 reps. Like, it was hard. Everybody was trying to get Trey Lance acclimated and get him out there more and more and more. There would be days where situationally Brock Purdy would look great. There would be days where Brock Purdy would throw some head-scratching interceptions, and just people were like, come on, move on with it. But my biggest mistake was never believing that he could run through it. So, hey, look, take it as a loss. I don't care. I'm not ducking the smoke. You guys got me. And people let me know in the comments all the time. I don't care. Like, I don't care anymore. I'm not reading that one, Nicholas Federico, but that is good advice in that comment. I'm not going to read that on here. We're still somewhat a family show, but that's very good advice, man. And I think that's just good life advice. Forget the Niners thing. I mean, even if the Niners aren't playing, I think you should live by that advice. But Aaron S. says, good to see a couple of fans my age talking. Fuck Dallas. I love that, man. Yeah. Jesse Wade says, we need to start a red out for this game. Sourdough Squad. Shout out to Brad. Where's Brad at, man? Where's Brad at?
I actually met Brad at one of the games. He was super cool, man.
Yo,
yeah.
Brad,
he was super cool, man.
Dude, the connection that you guys see with Brad and I, if you think that's manufactured, if you think that's something that is just for the show, dude, it's been a bromance since I met that man in Mobile a few years ago during the Matthew Stafford shit. Like, it was immediate connection. The man is just genuine. As much as he is a good analyst, he's a better person, man. And that's who he is genuinely. If you see Brad and you want to say what's up to him, he's humbled by that shit. The man was signing autographs at training camp. And he just couldn't believe it. Like, they were getting Brad to sign autographs, and this man was losing it, man. And that just speaks to the person that he is. So as much as you believe, if you believe that Brad is acting, nah, man, no way, man, at all. That is who he is, man, as always. So, hey, man, you got any final thoughts real quick? Because it's already an hour 5 to 10 minutes. It's 10 o'clock. I think I hear Avery awake in her damn room after I put her to sleep, man. I can't.
I feel you. I got one of my own, 9 years old.
All right. So this is fighting sleep, and then she's gonna wake up in the morning when I get her up and be all cranky. And I'm gonna, you did this. This is your fault. Any other thoughts, anything like that? You're gonna be gonna be in the crib? Yeah,
my last thought is to 49er fans. Enjoy the ride, table that Trey Lance Purdy stuff, get the ring, move on, bro. Like, we got all season.
Preach, man.
Enjoy the ride.
Love that, man. I love that, man. And I think I want to expound on that just a little bit, and then I'll end the show there. This whole thing right now, a lot of people say, well, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one. I think that's the wrong way to look at this one. I think you have an abundance of riches. And when you see people talk about, well, you have to trade Trey, you don't. You trade neither of them because you have the cheapest quarterback room in football. You have 2 guys that you can at least look to that can, sustain success in whatever fashion. And then you use that extra money when the cap goes up to bring back McGlinchey, sign another defensive player, sign another offensive lineman. Like, there's so much that you can do. It's just, again, you can't automatically want to run to that while we're in the middle of this at this point.
It takes away from it.
100%. And I don't like discussing injured players. Jimmy Garoppolo's injured. Trey Lance is injured. Why aren't we discussing Jason Verrett? Why y'all don't want Jason Verrett back too? Like, he's injured. Like, why don't we just start discussing him as well too?
Or Mosley, right? We're not talking about we're going to sign him. No,
right?
They're irrelevant.
Right, exactly. Like, what are you going to do with Mosley? Right? It's a hot button issue. You and I are old enough to understand this conversation about quarterbacks has started before Montana got there, right? So they didn't want Montana to replace DeBerg. Montana goes in. They don't want Young to replace Montana. They didn't want Garcia to stay, right? Like, it's always someone for 49ers. And the reason is, I think, is this fan base has been too spoiled with having, Montana than Young, right? Like, I don't know if you can think of another team that can say that they went from, some people call him the GOAT to some people call the other guy a bit more talented. That's another call-in show for another day about Montana and Young, because I came in at the tail end of Montana. He's not my guy. That's my dad's guy. My guy is Steve Young. He's on my show.
Yep, Steve Young too.
Is my guy. Steve Young's my guy.
Steve Young.
Yeah, Steve Young's my guy. My 3 favorite players of all time that are 49ers: Steve Young, Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is probably at the top of that list, but Terrell Owens is not far behind him. But there should be a call-in show where we discuss that. We start to have a genuine dialogue about understanding Joe Montana's greatness, but not downplaying how talented Steve Young was and what we really believe about that. So, Greatness, I'm gonna let you get out of here, man. Appreciate you, bro. You're always a great caller.
Right, brother.
Appreciate you supporting all the time,
Spicy
man.
Squad. And thank you for everything
Appreciate
you
you,
do,
bro.
the
Appreciate you,
content
man.
that you bring. I read
Appreciate
all
you.
your State Farm Honor Nation and all your podcasts. I love it, bro. Keep it up, man.
Appreciate you,
Keep
bro.
the hustle.
That really means a lot, man. Hey, more coming, man. Senior Bowl in a few weeks. We still got 49ers games, and who knows? Might be covering that Super Bowl in Glendale and covering your favorite team, our favorite team, and being able to ask questions to guys during media week. So that's the hope. There's a little bit more on the line with this one for me than just being happy. Imagine being at Glendale at the Super Bowl and the 49ers find a way to bring home 6, man.
They make it to Glendale. You're going to have to bypass that Senior Bowl, bro.
Oh, hey, look, well, I'll just go to the Senior Bowl for 3 days, and I'm going right to Glendale. That's it.
There
and
you
then
go.
And then look, and then, Gavin says, blogging the boys answer questions from 49ers fans. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't really dip over to other teams' content creators, but we should. They're always over here. Like, we have to take mad shit from Jets fans and all these other. We had a Vikings fan in here this entire time, and he was talking all this shit about we can't wait to beat you. And it's like they didn't even go like at this point.
Next year, bro.
But yeah, man. But no, if it does come down to that, then it's straight up Senior Bowl Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the practices, right to Glendale. And then if I'm in that locker room when they win that Super Bowl, man, I'm ripping off my suit and just partying with a George Kittle jersey. Like, they're never gonna let me back, man. I'm just gonna wind up celebrating with the team, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're never gonna let me back. So let's see. All right, we got a few more. If you want to stick around real quick.
Yeah.
Gio says, I met you last year in Philly. Got to pick when we make the NFC Championship. Would you go if it's in Philly? Absolutely. 90 minutes away? Absolutely. I'm scared of Philly. They are a great team. Don't really see too many holes, but it's right there, man. If the Giants-Niners game was here, it would literally, I could walk to MetLife from my house, man. So yeah, you gotta believe that I'm gonna be in Philly, Gio, and I'm gonna be all over those Bang Bang Niner game parties, man.
I heard something on another thing. They called it TMS. Too many stars on our team.
Oh my goodness, man. I love it. Money Mark, thank you for the donation, man. Show is fired. Nothing better than hearing from the faithful. Keep doing it, Big Aponte. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the love, guys. Again, 7.5 K, man. That's a big deal, man, for me, because I never would have thought that anybody would want to hear what I had to say about this team or, me yelling into the camera. But I appreciate all the love, man. I really do, man. It really means a lot. It humbles. It keeps me going. And I'm getting a little bittersweet about this, man. And it happened during week 18 that it's coming to an end. I just really am. These last 2 seasons have been super fun, man. I mean, regardless, obviously it didn't end the right way, but I was in LA for that game. It's still a memory that I'll cherish. And that run, the Packers game, all those games, the Dallas game, that's something that I'm always going to remember. And this year is starting to catch up to that. So we just got to keep it going.
Yep.
All right, let's get out of here, man. I'm going to let you go, Greatness. Appreciate you, bro. Take care, man. Enjoy the game, and we'll talk, man.
Let's go Niners.
Let's go Niners, man. All right, bro. All right, guys. I really appreciate you, especially you guys who stuck around in the beginning to watch the mini film breakdown, which nobody saw, but it is what it is. Shoot. Sometimes you get dunked on. I'm going to get dunked on for it, but I did clarify it and fix it. So if you guys want to go back and check that out, that was something that's good. Throughout the week, when we do more shows, I'm going to pull up some more plays from that wild card game last year and show a little bit more about what I saw. Doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything that they can necessarily take from that game and just do over again. It's just something that I found interesting at this point. So I'm going to get out of here, Gavin. I'm going to answer one more question. Do you watch 49ers games with daughter? Take her to a game? Unfortunately, because my daughter is autistic, it would be too much of a burden on her. She would have to wear a helmet. Her earphones. And because I have to cover the team, I have to stay locked in. So unfortunately right now I haven't, and I would love to. But anytime I ask her, she always says, no football, no 49ers. So, I mean, I'm fighting an uphill battle, man, at this point, Gavin. So, all right. Appreciate you guys. Make sure. Oh, and you know it. No sleep. You know it. So, yeah, shout out to all you guys. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for when we go live. Make sure you guys flame me on Twitter for my pump fake film breakdown. I think that's hilarious. But hey, we got to figure it out, and appreciate you guys for sticking around. This is an amazing show. This went way better than I ever thought it would. Probably going to have to do this every week. All the 49ers got to do is keep winning. So make sure you take care of your family, take care of yourselves, and as always, let's go Niners. Welcome, everybody. Let's go Niners.
My name is Jason Aponte.